How's it going? Hope you're having a great day. And I'm on my way to Olmsted Falls to shoot photos. I've been getting like hyped up for this photo season. You know, in Ohio, you're kind of somewhat trapped in a way for many months through the winter. And every year I tell myself I'm going to do some epic winter project. And then I get humbled every year by the brutality of the cold and just the grayness, which I might have talked about it before, but it's definitely been a while, where I feel like when I finally do that winter project, which it should be this next winter coming up, it's going to be my first black and white project. I don't see myself doing a black and white project normally, so it would be my first black and white project. But I also don't want to limit myself to just it's all black and white, but I think that's going to be the vibe. Maybe there's some little splashes of color or something like that going on within the project, but that's kind of what I'm feeling with, because I did start shooting like nighttime winter photos, and that was the beginning concept of a project, but I pretty much quickly scrapped it because I wasn't really vibing with it in a way. So I kind of at least put that project idea behind me for now, and ended up doing no winter project, except I just finished up, or was, I can't even remember, my memory's pretty bad, but Ciphers in Stillness, my most recent project, was really fun to put together, and that was fully off of somewhat recent, but also photos that were over a decade old. So it was all just archival, going through folders. And so right now I'm in that process of getting into a new project. What am I going to do? How do I want to do it? And right now I'm really in that pre-production. It's not even pre-production. It's like I'm working my way to get to that point, because I'm hoping something new sparks the project idea. That's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going out shooting. I've been doing that already. The weather's finally breaking. A lot of just rainy days. You know, that's what happens, you know, with Ohio. When you finally get past that snowy winter, you're then disappointed by the relentless rain and gloom, because you're so close, but it just makes it seem so much longer, because it's like kind of nice enough out to just go lurk in the streets and shoot photos, but it's just still too crappy outside to actually make some photos that you'd want to make. But finally we've got some sun. Periodically the past week or so, I've been out, I want to say maybe 3 times. Same area. Went out to Oberlin, kind of just to get back in that rhythm. So I'm just kind of cruising along. It's kind of fun doing this talk. I know it's kind of a rambling one, but I'm just gonna roll with it. It's kind of where I'm at right now, is just documenting the process like always, but being more just really diving deep into that. You know, I've been doing stuff in the studio a lot. Got the whole studio set up with the green screen, which has been really cool, and the shadow graph, slowly getting that back into the workflow. And the cool thing, I think, with technology these days is just that it's easy to get your brain, because now it's not the technology's fault. There's really no reason to not do anything. Even so my setup right now, this is a whole new setup I have in my car right now. Actually, it's not a new setup. I've had this stuff sitting around. So, and obviously it's the design of my car that's making this idea work, so this wouldn't work in all cars. And no joke, the day of filming this, I thought of the idea, is I knew I've been wanting to set up a car scene, whatever, where I'm talking in the car. And I've done it before. I've had the windshield suction cups. Those work pretty good. I feel like I've had them fall though a lot. And it's okay because usually it's just like a, you know, an action camera, so it's just like it falls and just smashes all around. It's okay, they don't really break. But I've been wanting to, one, I've just been wanting to film in the car, and two, I was just like, I'd like to use my nice, just like video camera, my Osmo Pocket, like just instead of an action camera. And the nice thing too, I mean, even the action camera does as well, like my mic automatically connects to the Pocket camera, and just got some ridiculous traffic driving all around. And I lost my train of thought. But yeah, no, so my setup. So suction cup thing, I was kind of over that idea. I didn't want to do like a wide angle kind of action camera gimmick. And I was actually got in the car to go to Olmsted Falls, where I'm heading to right now. And I was like, I wish there was like something I can set up with this camera. And you know, I'm looking down and for some reason I thought of this idea where, so below me I have a wireless charger like built into the car, and it's almost like a little shelf. And I was like, what if I clamp a mount there? And I was thinking it'd be annoying because, you know, I couldn't I'd have to take the mount off. I'd have to do all this stuff to charge the phone. And then plus it could be like potentially, it wouldn't really be in my way of anything, but it would just kind of, wouldn't be the greatest spot, let's just say. But what that did is it you know, brought the idea of the clamp in my head. And, you know, I just kind of look over, and my whole navigation screen, I'm like, wait, does this have like a ledge? And the whole thing is like, has this lip around it. I was like, I can totally put the clamp on the navigation screen. So that's what I ended up doing. And it worked out perfect. And again, I already had this stuff. I already had the clamp and everything. I just had to dig around a little bit for a little adapter. And yeah, so worked out perfect. And the nice thing with this is, you know, it has the built-in stabilizer and the face recognition, like the face tracking, which is nice too. Which, I mean, I'm not really moving around much, obviously, but it's going to be better than just like a stationary camera, which could, you know, be, you know, bumpy and whatnot from the car ride. So I'm really excited to see how this kind of turns out. So we're almost at Olmsted Falls here. The traffic's been a little whack, and yeah. So I have the 35G Master. That's what we're rolling with, and I also brought my Polaroid. It's an SX70 that's converted to 600 film. It hasn't been out in the streets with me. I've had it in my bag. The funny thing though is I didn't know I ran out of film, which is like stuff I shot around the house. So I didn't have any film. So I have a pack of film with me. Load that up. I had to get a few Polaroid photos while we're out here. Nice thing about Olmsted Falls is you get a little bit of a town, not so much like a town, a little bit of a shopping, I guess, vibe. And then there's also a park. So that's why I wanted to change it up. Originally I was going to go to Oberlin again and just film the process this time and kind of get in that groove. But I was like, you know, I kind of like the idea of getting into like a park aspect and messing around with the Polaroid too, and kind of a lot of stuff you can do over in here. So I'm gonna get over to this parking lot over here, and then we'll get to shooting photos. So I'm pretty sure I just got a really good photo that's for sure project worthy. And it's one of those things where it's getting out of the house, getting new photos, being patient with the scene. I also want to shoot this in black and white, this area here. So I recently picked up this black and white, well, you can put color film in this, but I picked up this film camera just, I don't know, like last week, and I'm hyped to shoot film with it. I was developing film a few weeks ago, and I don't really shoot much film, but I develop at home, and it got me super hyped to just bring something along. The cameras I have are like from like garage sales and flea markets and whatever, and I feel like they're all old and they're all kind of rickety in their own way, which is nice, but I wanted to get a fresh one where I just know it works right, and I could just throw some black and white film in here, shoot a few things. Who knows, it might even be months from now before I even, finish this thing and develop it, but just to get these random scenes and just something else to be excited about when I develop it. And it could just end up being a part of something at another time or not. It's just fun to shoot with this bad boy. It's the Kodak M38. Definitely just went like random with the color. Just a lot of fun. It's insanely light. Just throw in the bag, good to go. Snap some flicks and move on. It's so great shooting photos here. And I definitely am really, I've always shot around parks because there's some pretty good ones, but I've really fallen more and more in love with the parks and just the opportunities that are around. I think it's just my evolution of making work, I guess, in a way, and seeing better what photos could be had and the patience needed at these parks. And there's a certain, it's not even a style, certain thing I'm looking for. And if you really kind of pay attention to some recent projects and photos, you might be able to catch what I'm doing. Don't really want to talk about it, but you'll definitely be able to sense it if you really look close to how I'm photographing certain things. I do want to snap a Polaroid. I put new film in here, so I'm gonna try to find a Polaroid photo to shoot real quick, then head back and get to editing. It's gonna be a great week for photos. That's why I'm kind of letting myself all right, I'm gonna get back, get to editing, and then figure out where I'm gonna go next for my next shoot. So I'm gonna try to get a Polaroid photo.